everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you for joining us, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for clicking on this video. So if y'all can't tell by the title, today I am bringing y'all a story time. I feel like it was much overdue. I haven't done a story time on my channel in such a long time, and I felt like y'all would enjoy this story. I thought it was interesting enough because y'all would have been able to tell by the title what this story time is about. So I'm not gonna ramble too much. We just gonna hop into the video. Girl got on a headband because your girl didn't feel like doing her edges, so it is what it is. But let's just hop right into this. So this was, I want to say 2019, because I know for sure it was before the pandemic. And I'm gonna make sure I make this as detailed so y'all can actually like envision yourself in the story so y'all can see what's going on. But so this is when I was back at Ulta. So my off days were Monday and Tuesday because I worked Wednesday through Sunday. So I'm trying to remember, it was either Monday or Tuesday. I used to spend the night at my boyfriend's house because I feel like I've shared this with y'all before, but if I haven't, me and my boyfriend, we do not live together, so on certain nights I would go over there and stay, you know, at his place so we could spend some time together. So this was, and I want to say it was a Monday night. No, actually, you know what? Nope. Retract that. It was a Tuesday night because I used to spend the night over there on Tuesday nights, and then we go to the gym on Wednesdays because I didn't start till 2 o'clock in the afternoon at my job on Wednesdays. So anywho, needless to say, whatever. So it's, I want to say it's around like 8 or 9 o'clock Tuesday night, and we don't stay that far from each other. It's literally, anybody else who's driving is probably 10 minutes, but me, it don't even take me 10 minutes because you could either take the street or take the expressway there. I usually hop on the E-way because that's the quickest to me. So about 8 or 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night, I'm not thinking nothing of it, so I'm getting on the ramp by my house onto the E-way so I can, you know, make my way to his house. So as I'm coming around the ramp, I see red and blue flashing lights. I see police lights, whatever. So yet again, I'm not thinking nothing of it. So I'm driving or whatever, and I'm in the far right lane, which y'all know is the slow lane. So they were on the shoulder on the expressway. So as I'm on the expressway, now you guys know, even if you're on the street, on the expressway, whatever, whenever you see an emergency vehicle, you're supposed to pull all the way over and get out the way, or if you can't do that, you're supposed to slow down. So okay, I'm coming up. It was a couple of state troopers on the side of the shoulder on the expressway. So I'm pulling over. No, not pulling over. I'm slowing down because at this point, there's somebody on the side of me to where I couldn't get over. So I slowed down. Mind you, like I told you, I'm not thinking nothing of it. So mind you, the distance between probably my exit on the expressway where I got on and the exit to get off at his house literally is probably like 5 minutes, if that. So I passed the state troopers or whatever, and as I'm driving, I noticed one of them was driving behind me, but they didn't have any flashing lights on or anything, because I'm like, okay, not thinking nothing of it. So I'm thinking they trying to get around me potentially, or they trying to follow somebody, whatever. So I proceeded to speed up slightly so I could try to move and get out of the way. So as soon as I did this, they turn on their lights, and I'm like, oh Lord, what the heck? I'm like, what did I do? So I pull over to the shoulder, right? And I'm nervous because, y'all, I've never once in my 10 years of driving have I ever had a ticket. And at the time, that was what, 5 years of me driving, so I had never had a ticket because I got my license in 2018. Scratch. I got my license in 2012 when I had graduated from high school. That's when I had got my license. So at this point, it's 2019. That's, my time is all over the place. That was 7 years since I had my license, and I had never had a ticket. Bear with me because I'm jumping around and I'm all over the place. So like I said, they pull me over, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what did I do? What happened, right? So because he could not come on the driver's side, because on the driver's side, like I said, I'm next to expressway, so there was nowhere for him to steer. He comes up on the passenger side. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I felt like I was either about to pee on myself or shit my brains out, because I was so freaking nervous, because like I said, never been pulled over, never had a ticket, no nothing. So I'm like, oh Lord, what could it possibly be? Like, what did I do? So he pulls up to the window and he mentions something about improper passing of a police vehicle or an emergency vehicle, and I'm thinking to myself, that's not true, because like I just told y'all, I had slowed down and there was a vehicle on the side of me to the point where I couldn't get over. So I'm like, why in the heck am I getting a ticket? So I'm like, okay. He asked for my license and registration, so I make sure I give it to him. Mind you, I'm not sticking my hand in no pockets, I'm not doing nothing, because y'all know how it is with policing black people. I don't care if you a woman or a man, I wasn't taking no chances. So I'm just like, let me, you know, do what I need to do. Don't argue, don't do nothing, because you don't want to cause no trouble. So he runs my driver's license, runs my plates or whatever, and he comes back and prints out the ticket or whatever. So I drive off after this point, and I'm looking at it, and yeah, it says improper passing of a police vehicle, but the term for it is called Scott's Law, whatever. I never knew the term for it. I don't know if that's something new or that's something that has always been. Mind y'all, I live in Illinois and I'm not too far from Chicago, so I don't know if that was always a law or if that was something newer, but or what it was called, because I knew about, you know, not driving past an emergency vehicle like that. So I'm like, okay, but as I'm reading the ticket, first off, it tells me the ticket is gonna be $500. I'm like, are you kidding me? $500 because according to you, I didn't pass you correctly. So now I gotta come out of my pocket $500, but not even just that. On top of that, I had to go to court. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm so like mind blown at this point, because like I told y'all, I had never had a ticket, never been pulled over, no nothing. This is literally like my first time, and now I gotta pay a $500 fine and I gotta go to court. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just not my night. So I took my ticket and folded it up and hid it in my car, because I didn't want anybody to know about it. I didn't want my parents to know about it. I didn't want my boyfriend to know about it, whatever. So I hid it on the side. So fast forward, I ended up having to, because I'm trying to think, I want to say the day that I had to go to court was a Wednesday, which is when I told y'all I didn't have to be at work till 2, but I believe no, let me get my facts straight. It was either a Thursday or a Friday, because at that point I started work at 12 o'clock and I had to have them push my start time back to 2 or 3. Because I had to tell them I had to go to court. I didn't tell them why, but I just said, you know, I had to go to court. This is the only day that I can go. You know, am I able, you know, to come in later? So they accommodated me, and I was able to come in around 2 or 3 o'clock. But I had to go downtown to the Daily Center. First off, I had no idea where that was at specifically. Like, I've been downtown. I used to Uber and drive around downtown, but at this point, it had been a while since I had done that. So I'm like, where the heck is the Daily Center? What, like, all this? So mind you, I worked, the old time I worked, that was in the West Loop, so it wasn't too far from my job. But of course, y'all know with downtown, parking is straight trash. So I had to find a parking garage that was in the area and then get out and walk to the Daily Center. So I find a park and a parking garage. I come out, I'm walking across to the Daily Center, and I walk in, and I kid y'all not, I'm like a deer caught in headlights, because like I said, I've never gotten in trouble like this before. I've never even been inside this place. I knew of it, but I never been inside. So I go in, and when I kid y'all, I'm lost. I don't know the first thing about where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do, no nothing. So I'm walking around, mind you, it's a shit ton of people in here, and I'm just outright confused. So then I'm walking around trying to read signs and stuff. So I got to the point where I asked somebody where I was supposed to go. So they put me in the right direction, and I get to the little, of course they have many courtrooms in this place. I get there, there's a judge in there, there's people already sitting there. They had already started, because at this point I'm late because I didn't know where I was going. So I quietly come in, I sit down in the back of the courtroom, because I wasn't, you know, like how you come into class late, you ain't trying to walk in the front, you trying to sneak your way in the back so you ain't causing too much attention. So when I come in there, the judge, she's already reading off names, because they have a pile of tickets, And she already reading off names and call people up as she, you know, she's doing that and going over their case or whatever. And they do have the state troopers sitting in there as well, that gave us the ticket, right? So they going through all the names, and I never hear my name called. So I'm like, am I in the right room? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Because I didn't hear my name called. And I knew I was late, but I wasn't that late. So I'm like, I didn't hear my name called. So then after everything is said and done, she goes, of course, is there anybody that name I didn't call? So me and a few other people, we raise our hand. And so then she goes back through the pile of the ones that she had already called, but nobody had came up. So she's reading them off, and she gets to my name. And the state trooper actually stood up, right? So he stood up and he turns around and he's looking at me. And as she's reading off why I got the ticket, X, Y, and Z, whatever, he's looking at me, but he's looking confused and like a deer caught in headlights, like I said I was when I came into the place. So he's looking, and he sitting there like, I don't even know who this is. I really don't remember giving her the ticket. Now let me backtrack a little bit, because when I got the ticket, man, y'all, I told y'all I was going to my boyfriend's house that night. So I'm not finna be dolled up. I'm not finna be looking my best. It was a chill Tuesday night. We was just kicking it or whatever. And mind you, I had to go to court maybe some weeks later. So I'm saying all that to say my appearance was different. My hair was different. How I looked was completely different. So by the time he saw me again, I looked completely different. I had makeup on. My wig was different, because y'all know I wear wigs. My wigs was completely different. All that because I told y'all I had to go to work after me going to court. So like I said, he's standing there. He's really sitting here like thinking like, who is this? I really don't remember giving her the ticket. Like, at this point, I'm confused. And y'all know when it comes to like cops and state troopers, sheriffs, all that, they have a quota they have to make. So sometimes they just be writing tickets for no freaking reason. So, you know, the judge is asking him about my case or whatever, and he's sitting there like, honestly, like, I don't remember giving her the ticket. So, because he did not remember giving me the ticket, y'all, they threw it out. Y'all, I almost wanted to cry, because God was on my side. I told y'all I never gotten pulled over, never got a ticket before, and then of course the first one I get now is $500, and I gotta go to court. And let me tell y'all another detail. So with the ticket being $500, if I didn't outright pay it that day that I came into court, I would have had to keep coming back down to court to make my payments. And I'm like, oh Lord, first off, I didn't have the $500 at the time. And I'm like, now I literally have to keep coming back down here to the Daily Center to sit here and keep paying off a ticket for something that was so minute that he could have just gave me a warning and let me off. But I told y'all they got to make a quota. So like I said, yeah, the judge ended up having to throw the ticket out. Y'all, I was so ecstatic. Because Lord was on my side, because he knew that I was about to flip the F out. I didn't know what I was about to do, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, nah, I literally gotta sit here and go through this. Like I said, I didn't have the $500, and I'm not finna sit here and keep coming down here to make these dang on payments. So, boy, was that a sigh of relief off of my shoulders. And it's funny because some of the other cases she called was literally for the same thing. That's how y'all know they just be writing tickets for whatever, because I know what to do when an emergency vehicle passes. And at that point, I couldn't get over it, and I had slowed down. Maybe to them, I ain't slowed down enough or whatever the case is. But like I said, they could have just let me off with a warning. But anywho, so I'm just like, I'm ecstatic. I'm leaving out the building. I'm like, thank you, Lord, because I'm like, that would have been too much. I was freaking out, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this has never happened to me before. But I'm saying all this to say too, like, y'all, the wigs be coming in clutch. Like, I know y'all be saying women be catfishing, but this is the one time the wigs came in clutch to save me, because I told y'all I had changed up my wig, changed up my appearance, and because I did that, he did not remember giving me the ticket. And I was able to get off scot-free. And that was the one and only time that's ever happened to me. I've never gotten pulled over again. I've never gotten another ticket, knock on wood, you know, but that's never ever happened to me. Sorry y'all if I keep looking out the window, but this car is passing by, whatever. So yeah, that's never ever happened to me. I love switching up wigs just because of the industry that I'm in, and I love changing up my look because it's fun, and I'm like, you'll never be this young again, why not do it? But y'all, when I tell y'all, switching up wigs in that moment, that saved my life in that moment. I was just too happy. I was too happy. But that's the end of the story. I really hope y'all enjoyed this story. If y'all did like this story and want me to do more story times, because I'm telling y'all I got plenty of more tea to spill, make sure y'all give this video a fat thumbs up so I know that y'all liked it and I can continue to keep doing more videos like this. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below to join the ALB family, because you know you want to be a part of the family. Your girl is getting more consistent. Your girl is working on her business, and y'all know y'all want to be here for it. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification as well so y'all never miss when I post another video. And also, one last thing, if y'all have any video suggestions or video ideas, please leave them in the comment section down below, whether it's about starting a business, if y'all got any questions about my business, if it's makeup tutorials, if it's vlogs, hair, anything of the sort, fashion, anything like that, please make sure y'all leave suggestions in the comments below, because your girl be hitting roadblocks sometimes and her creative juices do not be flowing. So I need a little bit of help so I can keep this content rocking and rolling for y'all. But I guess that's pretty much it, and until the next video, bye y'all.